So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD, and what I have for you today is the full Easter egg guide for you to complete Shaolin Shuffle and get you the Piece of the Soul key and the Pest Control achievement 100%. All the steps will be made extremely clear for you, so you should have no problem at all getting this done. Now, I've been making Easter egg guides for years now on Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and other previous Infinite Warfare zombie maps, and the support has always been incredible. So if you do find this video useful at any point, then feel free to drop a like rating on the video before you leave, as I'd really appreciate it, as a lot of time and effort has gone in to make sure everything is correct. And if you want to do this Easter egg on co-op and need players, be sure to leave your PSN, Xbox Live and Steam names in the comment section to help you find some players. And also, guys, I'm going to be giving away some downloadable codes for PlayStation 4 for this DLC, so if you want to be entered, all you need to do is drop a thumbs up on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment saying what you think about this map's Easter egg. Now, this Easter egg can be done with any number of players, solo or co-op, and there are no prerequisites needed before starting the game, although I would advise you to put on some Fate and Fortune cards that you think can help you or your team out, such as stuff like Perk Insured, Phoenix Rising. You get the idea. So now, once we get into the game, you simply want to talk to Pam Grier inside the dojo. She'll begin a little sequence talking about how you need to learn the Master of the Arts, and you're going to need to go ahead and open up the rest of the map and turn on all of the power to gain you power to the entire map. Now, if you don't know how to get power, all the available links you'll need will be in the description box down below. Now, there's going to be a lot of times where I'll explain a step and there'll be a visual prompt on screen which will remind you guys that if you need any additional help, you can be sure to open the description. These will be things such as lists and locations. I'll be showing most of those in the video, of course, but if there are anything that I have missed, then be sure to open the description for some more information. So what you're going to do is now play on to round 5, where you have the cheat abilities available to you, and if you're playing in solo, just work on whatever you want, and the same thing in co-op. Everyone should be working on one, but if you're playing a co-op game, only one player ideally only needs to bother doing this to get the shuriken, but you want to be working on building up and ranking up your little cheat ability until you get the shurikens. Once you've unlock those, we can begin the first step, and you want to go and talk to Pam Grier inside of the dojo. Once you've spoken, you'll notice around the map you'll see these rat cages. Now, there are several locations for them. There is no specific order in which you need to go or which one specifically you need to activate. You just need to go up to anyone. You want to throw the shuriken at this cage and it will unleash a rat that will lead you to all of the rat cages around the map one at a time. So you're going to have to follow the rat to each cage around the map, and once it goes into a cage, just throw a shuriken at that cage. It will then move over to another cage, and you need to repeat this process until you shuriken a cage, which makes the cage disappear, and you'll see right in front of you will be a large yellow circle that will appear on the ground. What you're going to need to do is kill zombies inside the circle until it disappears, and ninjas will spawn. Once the circle has disappeared and you've killed all the ninjas that have spawned, you'll notice that where the yellow circle was, a key will now be there. If the key isn't there, go and speak to Pam in the dojo, come back, and you will notice that the key will now be there for you. Once you've picked up this key, you want to make your way to the lockers in the subway near Bang Bangs, and you'll notice that this locker with the Chinese writing on, you can interact with it and it will open with some symbols. Now, these symbols spell the word soul key. That is not important, but however, this next bit is. Now, our next step involves shooting some symbols that are around the map. Now, it's best to shoot these with a single shot weapon. You can use one that isn't, but you need to make sure that you are firing literally one bullet, otherwise you may have overdone this and you'll need to reshoot the symbol again in order for you to hear a gong sound. This first symbol we're going to be shooting at is the left symbol on the spawn to the right of the dojo. You shoot that, you should hear a little gong sound. You want to make your way down to the bathroom in the disco, and you'll notice there's 4 Chinese letters. You want to shoot this one right here. You then need to want to run to the lion statue next to Deadeye Dewdrops, and you'll notice 4 Chinese letters. You want to shoot the first one on the far left and then the one next to that, and you will have completed that step. Pretty quick and simple. Once you've done that, you then want to go to the front of the Black Cat Dojo, and you'll notice a Rat King symbol on the ground. Now, you want to make sure you have some decent weaponry for this, as the Rat King does have a fair amount of health, and his health is multiplied depending on how many players you have in co-op, so just bear that in mind. So feel free to pack a punch, maybe even double pack a punch, have some perks ready to help you out for this. So you want to interact with the circle and the Rat King will spawn. Once you've unloaded a load of damage into him, he will disappear and he'll drop an eye. You want to make sure that everyone in the game picks up this eye. Once you've done that, we can now move on to the next step, which is, in my opinion, one of the hardest steps within this Easter egg. You want to go over and talk to Pam Grier, and once you've done that, you'll need to go around the map and find 6 orange Rat King symbols around the map. Now, the eye you picked up is a sort of scanning device, which you have to press the left shoulder button to use the eye to reveal a symbol near a location that you're looking at. So as you can see on screen, there will be a symbol in one of 13 locations. You need to be looking around the map, and when you do use the eye and you see that symbol, you need to shoot it when you see it. Now, like I mentioned, there are 13 locations currently known. If there are any more, I'll add it in the description, but I doubt that there is any more than that. So the first location is going to be in the dojo above the door. There's also a barber shop right next to the dojo. There's a window barrier for that where a possible spawn location can be. There is a location in the spawn area behind the train. You want to look up near the telephones and you'll notice that symbol there. There's another location behind a speaker in the Heebie Geebies. There is one on a water tower at the roof of the Inferno Disco. So you want to make your way up to that rooftop and you want to look over to the right side of the roof. You'll see that water tower should be there. The next location could be in a window on the roof near the dojo. This involves you going up the scaffolding towards racing stripes, and you should be able to look in that first window barrier. You should see it in there. The next location could be on a clothesline near the magic wheel near Deadeye Dewdrops. Another location could be on top of the air duct in the Inferno Disco, and you'll need to use your kung fu to knock down a little thing in front of you if that's currently blocking it in your game. There could be another location to the right of the Ripper wallbuy, which is at the top of the rooftops near racing stripes. You need to look around and you'll see this building in the far distance. You should see one there potentially. Another location is going to be behind Bombstoppers on a police car. You want to make your way on the staircase next to Bombstoppers. Just before you head into the disco, you'll notice the police car. You want to look and scan. There could be one there. Another location could be in the left corner of the blue room near Trailblazers. You need to jump in order to see this one. It will be on the floor. Another location could be on the Inferno Disco sign across from the Pack-a-Punch. And the final location it could be is behind the stairs on the side of the Bang Bangs. It requires you to jump a little bit, so you want to have Bang Bangs behind you. So you've managed to find all 6 symbols. You'll notice that either in the spawn room or in the opposite area leading towards Bang Bangs, you'll notice that a load of phones have turned red and one of them is going to be ringing. Now, by picking up the phone, you will get a Morse code message. Now, the way Morse code works is they use languages of beeps and dashes. A beep will be a quick sound, a dash will be a slightly longer sound. You're going to need to listen to this carefully, and if you don't quite get it, you can just pick up the phone again and you will hear the Morse code message repeated to you. But essentially, listening to the dashes and the dots that the phone gives you, you can work out that it will give you a 3-digit number. Each 5 beeps you hear from that Morse code message is a number, a short beep being a dot, long beep being a dash. There's a website in the description which will help you translate your beeps into numbers. You simply look from 0 to 9 and you'll be able to work out what numbers you had. But very soon I'll update the description as well, which will reveal exactly how many combinations of numbers there are, so you won't even have to look on the website yourself. But in our game specifically, we worked out the number was 713. Now, around the map there are going to be midnight summer posters, and one of those posters will have the number that your Morse code translates to on it. You need to make sure you don't get this wrong, by the way, or you have to collect another 6 symbols and then have the phone ring and you'll get the same Morse code number again. Once you've found the Nightmare Summer poster that translates to the Morse code numbers that you were given, you want to take this Nightmare Summer up to the roof of the Disco Inferno and you need to place it onto this spotlight. Now, once you've done that, an X will spawn on a window and you'll need to use explosives on that window. And then after that, you're required to kill some ninja zombies. Now, once you've killed these zombies, this will cause some symbols to appear on the Disco Inferno rooftop. Now, there will be 6 symbols in total on the rooftop, 1 by the door leading downstairs, there'll be 1 under the scaffolding cloak, there will be another on this wall just before that scaffolding, there'll be 1 in a window, there'll be 1 on this little side bit here, and finally 1 that's really hard to see on this white table. Now, you'll see a letter in English on the wall just before you head downstairs as well, and that is a hint towards the word that you are going to be spelling. So in our game, the letter we saw on the wall was a G. Now we have a list of words in the description which you can open, which are confirmed and will be constantly updated all the time, of words that we can spell. Now we have that G, so that is a sort of teaser of the word that we're going to be making, and the first letter for that word is G. Now this is going to be different in your game, so of course don't follow this exactly, but we know that one word you can spell with G that is confirmed is the word ghetto. So with that knowledge, I now have on screen and in the description a full-size image of a full A to Z translation. This contains pretty much every symbol that you'll ever come across on this rooftop and what its letter translated to English language is. So we have 6 symbols in total, which will make 6 different letters. Now from all of these letters that you can translate to, you need to figure out which letter makes the most sense to have as the next letter in the phrase to build up the word that we're looking for. So if we feel like the word is ghetto, we're going to be obviously looking to see if any of the symbols match the symbol that correlates to the letter H. So in this game it did, so then we knew we could spell the word ghetto. But in another game we managed to spell the word Broadway, and there is loads of words that this can spell. Now if for any case you come across a word which you don't know how to spell, or a word which just seems to be very long and kind of boring, you can purposely get them wrong and your word will be changed. You'll get a different starting letter on that wall, so you can keep doing that until you get a word which is in the description and you can find all the letters for. So as you find the symbol that matches the letter you're looking for, you shoot that one, and if you've got it right, you'll notice the letter is now added onto the wall after the initial letter. So we got the G and the H, and then we just looked for an E, then we looked for 2 T's and an O, and we knew we got that right because we heard a gong sound effect. So take your time with this step, be sure to look very thoroughly on this A to Z image so that you guys can make sure you have every single thing covered and can spell the words. You know when you've got the word fully completed because you'll hear a gong sound effect. Once you've done that, you want to go to the RPR Evo wallbuy near Deadeye Dewdrops, and you'll notice there'll be an option to start another boss fight with the Rat King. Again, make sure you're prepared, activate that, kill him, and then you'll be able to pick up his brain. Make sure you pick this up. Once you've picked up the heart, you then need to go back to the dojo and talk to Pam, and you need to get set and get ready, because in 3 rounds time, the game is going to give you a semi-jump scare where this crazy sort of interruption will appear on your screen, and what will happen then is your game will skip ahead 3 rounds and lock you in the dojo area. This is essentially the game's way of saying, okay, you've now got 3 rounds before stuff is going to get real, so it gives you a good time to complete and upgrade your cheat abilities all the way. Again, this isn't necessary, but definitely helps for later steps. Once you've survived the lockdown in the dojo area, which only lasts a few seconds, you'll notice the fire that was blocking all of the exits will be gone, and you'll notice that a turnstile drop has appeared. You'll want to pick this up and then make your way down the stairs back towards the spawn room, and there will be these turnstile gates. There'll be one that doesn't have a turnstile piece, and you'll want to hold square to add that on to the turnstile. Once you've done this, you want to make your way into the alleyway near Mule Munchies, go towards the disco room, and there'll be this wooden ladder that you can climb up. You want to climb up on this wooden ladder, make your way as far back as you can, and look through this window, and you should see a Rat King symbol that you can shoot. By shooting this, you'll see the shutters will shut on that window, and glowing yellow circles will appear around the map. This is very similar to the Shuriken rat step that we done a long time ago. You'll need to stand in these circles and get kills around the map. Now, this circle will move around about 5 to 6 times, and it can reappear in the same place more than once. So once you've defeated enough zombies, that circle is going to move, then you're going to run around the map and find where that circle's gone to, and keep repeating this process. You'll know when you've done the step correctly because you'll hear another gong noise, and that will be all of the yellow circles completed. Once you've done that, you want to make your way to the disco Inferno, and you want to go to the 2nd floor where there's the DJ booth looking down over the dance floor. You want to interact with the vinyl players you can see, and that will cause a little mini disco ball to appear in the sky, and when a zombie runs over it, it will start dancing. Once you see a zombie with the disco ball above its head dancing, you want to group up zombies and bring them onto the dance floor. and only kill the zombie with the disco ball above its head. You'll notice that the disco ball will transfer from zombie to zombie every time you kill, and you must repeat this multiple times until the disco zombie no longer spawns. Now, this isn't a confirmed step, but I'm pretty sure that you need to stay on the disco floor itself. You can't walk off it and then walk back on it. You have to stay on it, otherwise it's going to reset your progress. So keep shooting the zombie that is dancing, but make sure there is another zombie on that dance floor so the disco ball can transfer to that one. And once you're done, you will no longer see the disco ball. Once that's completed, you want to make your way to outside the Disco Inferno opposite the Pack-a-Punch Theatre, and you'll notice another Rat King symbol is on the floor, and this is going to activate the Rat King for a third and final time. Defeating that will reward you with his heart, which you again will need to pick up, and it will be in your grenades. Once you have that, speak to Pam in the Black Cat Dojo, and from this point onwards you are ready to start the boss fight. But I would highly recommend you get some really strong weapons, a lot of perks, and get those Fate and Fortune cards ready, because the moment you end the round and you're near the Rat King's lair, you will automatically start this boss fight. Now, when you spawn in the boss fight, you'll be greeted by the Rat King and zombies. Now, the first step before we can do anything else is to damage the Rat King as much as possible until he retreats. Now, what's cool about this boss fight is if you go down, there is the Afterlife arcade, and you do have the Lost and Found in there, so you will be returned in that fight if you're playing on co-op as well as solo. And if you do go down and you have your chi ability, you can melee these crates around the map, and they will reveal some perks for you to buy, which is really cool. Now, these perks randomize every few minutes, so there is a way for you to get multiple of really good perks. So if, for instance, Tough Enough's not there, you may have it spawn in there in a few minutes time. Now, within this fight we also have Pam Grier, who will revive anyone that is down, and if you're playing on solo, this gives you infinite quick revive, so you will never ever die and bleed out, unless of course you decide to quit the game. Now, once the Rat King has taken damage and retreats, you now have 3 tiers to this boss fight, which you can choose and begin in whatever order. So you will have the option of his eye, his heart, or his brain that you can see around the outer rings of the middle circle. By picking up one of these, you will start the tier. So let's start with the hardest one first. This one is going to be the heart. Pick up the heart and then hold activate in the center of the arena of the Rat King logo. Now, around the outer rims of this will be a load of deadly acid that will be dumped around the perimeter of the arena by Willard Weiler. Now, the aim of this is you need to get a kill on every single pool of acid, as getting a zombie kill will cleanse that section for around about 30 seconds or so. So your aim is to clear the entire perimeter of acid as quickly as possible. Now, if you stand in this acid for long enough, you will start to inflict damage. So after every time you've stood in one of these acid pools, make your way back into the sort of shallow water section of the middle of the arena and then hop back in. Now, we're playing in this full co-op game. We thought a great idea was to take different corners of the arena, get a few zombies, and then hop back in, then get to another bit. And also, by using your Chai ability, you can be able to freeze multiple zombies, you can melee them, and as soon as you get an instant kill on that, the pool of acid will disappear. Now, you know when you fail this because you'll hear Willard Weiler laugh and the acid will respawn, and this is honestly a really difficult step, but if you have good communication and good teamwork, you can kite the zombies round in a sort of clockwise, anti-clockwise formation and be able to work around getting this done pretty damn quickly. Once you've completed this step correctly, you will hear a gong sound and the Rat King will now reappear. You'll also be given a max ammo, and you'll need to unload a ton of damage into the Rat King, and then he will disappear again and you can activate another tier. Next one I'll talk about is the brain, which is without a doubt the easiest one of the entire lot. You pick up the brain, you activate it by going in the middle arena, and you'll see the brain there. Now, a load of zombies will be spawning, including ones that have blue eyes. Now, all you need to do is essentially allow these blue-eyed zombies to be attracted to the brain and simply just stand around it for long enough, and then you will have completed it. Rat King will reappear again, and you'll need to unload a ton of damage into him until he disappears, and you can work onto the final tier. Now, for us, this was the eye, and what you want to do is, of course, interact with the eye, go into the center arena to activate the challenge, and you'll notice that you can use your left bumper to scan the room using the Rat Rat King's eye, and you'll notice the eye will be beginning to rapidly bounce around the arena, revealing symbols on the ceiling. You must just go crazy and shoot these symbols, and as you're shooting them, they will start reappearing a little bit lower down on the walls, just above where the sewer holes are, and you need to shoot and get rid of all of these symbols until they disappear. You hear the gong noise, and the Rat King will appear for the third and final time. This time you just need to go absolutely crazy, spamming tons and tons of damage into him, and once you have done that, you will obviously notice, because you will have the cutscene play, that will be it, my friends. You'll have unlocked the achievement, and you'll be able to pick up the soul key. Upon finishing the Easter egg, you can go and pick up the katana in the dojo, and you can even go as far as double packer punching it. And I have a gameplay video of that. All you need to do is just click that little eye in the top right of your screen that's popping up now to see that, and that is it, my friends. If this did come in useful at any point, then be sure to press that thumbs up button down below, as I would really appreciate it. It's without a doubt the hardest Easter egg we've had so far in Infinite Warfare Zombies, so I have no doubt that this will be a little bit tricky, but hopefully this guy sheds some light on it and you guys can absolutely smash this Easter egg. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll catch you next time.